Hello, I'm Pam Bakke. I'm the Cultural Outreach Officer for Cherokee Nation's Community and Cultural Outreach. Today, I'm going to show you how to do a contemporary Cherokee finger weaving. We're going to use warp face diagonal weave finger weaving to make a keychain. Let me turn the camera to where you can see my hands and what I'm doing. If you have the kit that I handed out at a community meeting, you will have a 3 by 8.5 inch piece of foam board. There will be 2 binder clips at the top, 1 3/4 inch binder clips. You will have had 8 pieces of yarn wrapped around here and clipped on with the binder clip. You want to take this binder clip off, set it up here for use in a moment. Take these 8 pieces of yarn. What we have is 4 colors, 2 pieces of each color, 3 feet long or 1 yard long. You're going to match up one end as close as you can of all 8 pieces. Then you're going to take the other end and match them to it as close as you can. They don't have to be perfect. We're going to trim these off when we're finished. Then what you're going to do is you're going to fold this in half, and we're going to work with this loop end where you fold it in half. Take the loop in, put it through your 1 inch keychain, to make a loop. Now, hanging on to this loop, you want to put your fingers through the loop, hanging onto the keychain, and pull all the ends through that loop and tighten them up. If you need to, you can pull individual ones a little bit, 2 or 3 of them, to tighten it up. You're going to want to use this with this loop piece towards you, just because I think it looks more formal. We do. Now you're going to take another item out of your kit. I usually like to try to turn this key ring where this open piece is not in this loop, so that I can add another key ring to it if I want to later to put keys on it. I do not like to put keys directly on this key ring, as it can mess up your finger weaving as you're pulling it through. What you're going to do is you're going to start, I'm going to arrange these in the order I want to put them. You want all of one color together. I'm going to put all the white on the left side in my hand. Then I'm going to put all the black You may have to manipulate these around just a little bit to get them all together in your hand. One more black that I'm going to pull through this way. And then after the black, I'm going to do the yellow. And I'm going to leave the red on the right side because I like to start with the red. I like to put the lighter colors and the darker colors, every other color on here. So I do red, yellow, black, and then white. And then you're going to take this piece. What you have here is a 3/4 inch piece of that I've cut off of a 6 inch by 2.5 millimeter bamboo skewer. And I glued a 10 millimeter bead on each end. You're going to take this dowel rod with the beads on it. You're going to start with one of the pieces of red yarn. You're going to take the dowel rod, you're going to lay it on top of it. I always hold my keychain like this, hold those strings there, hold this one, put it on top of it, wrap it around there, and pull it up a little ways. Pull it to the other end, do another red one, do the third red one, do the fourth red one, then I'll stop, I'll arrange these all the way in. I kind of try to roll them up a little ways. You don't want to put them all the way up to the key ring, but almost. And then we're going to do the yellow ones. One yellow wrapped around, two yellow, second yellow, third yellow, and the fourth yellow. Now that we've done the yellow ones, we're going to stop, pull those all over, tighten those up, and arrange them so that you're not covering more than half of that dowel rod right now. Then we're going to do the black. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to stop and tighten them up and pull them over. Then we're going to do the white ones. This is called casting on. Just like casting on your knitting needle or whatever, but you're casting it on this piece of dowel rod. 3 and the 4th white one. You want to make sure they're not overlapping each other on the dowel rod. Here you want to adjust them just a little bit to try to put the key ring as close to centered on this piece of dowel rod as you can. Then, now that you've got all the strings cast on it, we're going to take your piece of foam board. We're going to put the ring right here in the middle. Then we're going to use this third binder clip, and we're going to put it right here. We have to move one of these over a little bit to get it down there. And you get it all the way on. Then you're gonna leave those up. And I also leave one of these on the right hand side up, if I'm right-handed, because I'm right-handed. Okay, now you're ready to begin weaving. I put the bottom end of the board up against my stomach to help hold it stable. Put all the pieces of yarn in your right hand between your thumb and your index finger. Now you're going to start on this piece of white yarn that's all the way on the right side of this piece of dowel rod. You're going to use your left finger, thumb and index finger, and pick up that one to go up. Then you're going to use your index finger and your middle finger and take the second one down between your middle finger and your index finger. Third one goes up between your thumb and index finger. Fourth one goes down between your index and middle finger. First black one goes up, down, up, down. Go to the yellow, up, down, up, whoops, and down. Then we'll do the red, up, down, and down until we have all of them divided out. You started up, so you should finish down. Now I've got mine a little bit too bunched up here on the rod, so I'm going to see if I can get that one right there, straightened out there. Now, we can always arrange this a little bit later, but now that you've got all of this, I usually take mine, switch hands back and forth, but always make sure you keep them between the same ones between those fingers. I do that just to make sure these ends down here are separated out. Put them back in my left hand, thumb and index finger, index and middle finger. Take your thumb and your index finger from your right hand, pass it between those two, pull your fingers down there, pass it between there, get a hold of that first white piece of yarn. You're going to pull it all the way through, put it under the dowel rod, and up over this one loop we left up here. That's going to hold it while we work with the others. Now I'm going to take and switch the threads to my right hand using my thumb and index finger and my index and middle finger, keeping them all separated like they were. This time you're going to use your thumb and index finger. You're going to take the first one off the bottom and put it up between your index finger and your thumb. Take the first one off the top and go down between your middle finger and your index finger, up between your thumb and your index, down between your index and your middle, up, down, up, down. If it was up last time, it should be going into the down one this time. This is how we're going to make it alternate and weave. When you get done, you should finish out with these in the up. I always take my finger, my index finger from my right hand, and push it all the way up. Sometimes I may even re-grasp with the other hand. Then you're going to take this white one that we put up here on the loop, take it down, and you're going to put it in the down in the down between your middle finger and your index finger. You're going to reach through again. Take that first white one on the top again on the left side. Pull it all the way through under the dowel rod and up over the loop. Tighten it. Make sure you run your hands. Always keep your fingers in there to keep those separated, but you'll want to keep these separated, the ends separated out. Otherwise they get tangled and it's hard for you to do as it goes down. This is especially important if you're doing longer pieces. Then this time we're going to go up, down, 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 up. If you'll notice, I always call up, but putting it between my thumb and my index finger, and down, putting it between my middle and my index finger. When you get this all separated out, then you're going to take this one down again, pull it just a little bit, and put it down in between your index and your middle finger. Reach through again with your thumb and index finger. Pull the first string on the left, pull it all the way through, put it up over the loop. Straighten out the bottom once again. The first one that was down is going to come up, down, 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 and up. Once again, I'm going to put my finger in there, pull that up, take this one down, come down here, reach through, grab hold of the first white one, or the first one on the left, put it underneath the bamboo skewer, and then up over the loop. If you will notice, each time you do this, then I'm going to straighten these out. If you'll notice, each time you do this, your threads are moving one space to the left. The one all the way to the left then comes over to the right. This is how it makes a diagonal weave. Once again, up, down, 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 up. Separate it out. Get a hold of this one up here, pull it just a little bit, put it in the down between your thumb and your index. Reach through, get a hold of the most left one, pull it under, pull it through, under the dowel rod, and over the loop. You should always start with the bottom left one that's down, coming to the up position. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Straight. Pull it. Pull this one a little bit. Pull it down. Slide your fingers down. Reach under. Get a hold of that leftmost one. Pull it all the way through. Under the dowel rod. Over the deal. As you're going along, like I said, you'll notice it's making a diagonal to the left. And every once in a while, if you feel like it's going too tight or too loose, reach up there and just wiggle it with your fingers and space it out. Up, down, 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 up. Put your hand up through there. Separate these out. Take this one, pull it slightly, go down, slide your fingers down, reach between there, get hold of that leftmost thread again, strand of yarn again, put it under there and over. You're gonna keep doing this over and over. It will keep moving further and further over to make a diagonal. I usually like to do this until it's about 6 inches long, or I like to do it where it's a couple of times back and forth, or a couple of sets of diagonal. And what I'm calling a set is I've got yellow, black, right? Yellow, white, black, yellow, and red. When the white gets back over here, then I've done one set. So I will do this to make it long enough till I have gone all the way through, moving all of them to the right hand side through there twice. Up and down, up, down. If you need to rewatch part of this, you can stop it, rewind it, start it over, whatever you need to do. Up, down, up, down. You may have to start yours over too. That's not a problem. I have done that before. Pull it down, slide your fingers down, reach in there, get a hold of that leftmost strand, pull it through, under the dowel rod, and through there. And we're going to keep doing that. And by now you can see that it is going diagonally. Your pattern is developing diagonally. And I'm going to go ahead and continue to this. So we've gone through one time, and then I'm going to, once you see by then I think you will have seen how to do it. Slide these down, go through, pull this over, go under here, up through the loop. Up, down, 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 up. Then I'm going to pull them down, go through. Whoops, I forgot to bring this one down, didn't I? Take it down. Then pull this one through. Put it up here, put it through. You want to make sure at least every other time you pull your ends and straighten them up. So up, down, 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 up. You can use different types of yarn. I like to start with acrylic yarn because I feel like it's easier to get. It usually costs less than the others. Once you get it down and you want to know what you're doing, if you want, you can always switch to cotton yarn or wool yarn. I doubt that I will do much work with wool yarn because I'm allergic to wool. So, but see, I've done the white set, the black set, and the yellow set now. They're all switched over. So up, down, 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 up. Tighten it. Take this one out. Tighten it just a little. See, I tightened it a little too much, so I just reached up there and loosened it a little bit. Go through. Pick up the one on that leftmost side and do it again. We're going to continue to do this. Like I said, on this one, for keychain, I don't make it too awfully long, but I do like to make it 2 sets so you can really see the diagonal design in it, and so that it's not too bulky in your pocket. You don't have to use this keychain for a keychain. You can hang it on the wall, you can hang it on your mirror in your car, you can use it for a zipper pull, whatever you want to do. But if you do use it for a keychain, like I said, get you another keychain to put in there to put keys on, so your keys, so when you're putting keys on, you have to turn this one inside there. You're turning a separate one, that way you'll have less chance of messing this design up. Because after you've done this much work, you really don't want to mess it up. You can do it longer. You can do them wider, just adding more threads. It will take a little longer. It'll take longer pieces of thread the wider you do it and the longer you want it. I don't know a magic formula. I haven't found anybody that knows one yet to know how long to make them. I just kind of guess. This one works really good with the yard each. It makes a good, nice 6-inch keychain with a little nice little 3-4 inch fringe on it. And I do know, you know, you can make them really long, you can make them really short. People, they use these, Cherokees use the finger weaving pieces for sashes, garters, belts, to make straps for pouches, to make straps for twined bags. And when it got to the oblique, which is a different type of finger weaving, which was the main traditional, what I've been told is the traditional, they could even weave it wide enough to make the whole bag out of the finger weaving. And here again, we're going to go under here. This makes the last of our first set, because this is the last red one to move over here. Okay, so what I did, I'm going to show you what to do. If you have to go into the phone, you have to take care of kids, you have to stop for some reason. What I always do is I go through, I try to finish a color if I can, but whatever. And wherever you're at, you stop it. I go ahead and exchange them. Top for bottom, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. I do this, I separate these ends. I go ahead and pull this piece. Then what I'm going to do if I'm going to stop is I take all of these ones between my index finger and my middle finger, and I pull them to this side, to the right side. I use this binder clip on the right side top to clip them in place. These ones I put on the left side. Use this left binder clip to hold them in place. Now you can lay it down, and when you come back, you can pick it back up. The reason I stopped here too was because I wanted to show you how to do that. And you can also stop here and even these up if you want. But I didn't want you to have to watch me do another whole set of all this weaving. So I do have another one over here that I have woven almost to the finished, and I want to show you how to finish it off. So here's the one I've woven almost to the finish. When I get through, when I'm ready to work again, I take this one off, put it right back up here. I take this one off, and you can either put it back up there, or as you're weaving and you get further down your board, if it's harder for you to get this loop to stay up there, you can actually move this binder clip down a little ways. And remember, this was divided and ready to where all I had to do was go under here and bring that top one over here. Okay. And then I loop it, or I just loop it around here when I do that, when I move it down. Take it up through there, whatever you need to do to make it work. Mine's not staying right now. I'm going to take mine back up to the top. But you can do it that way if it helps. And take it back up here. I've got one more time on this one, and then I'll show you how to finish it off. So I'll pull. Make sure you've got them all laid out in your fingers. Move them over here. The last red one comes up, down, 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 up. I'm going to take this, do this part of it with them. I'm going to separate these out like this. I'm going to take this one and pull it a little bit, put it down here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to carefully lay these on each side like this, because I'm finished. See, I've done 2 complete sets. I'm going to pull this last right one over here. Sorry, I should have already done this. Then I'm going to lay these down after I divide them out again. Sorry. But wherever the end is here. When you get done, the last thing I'm going to do now is go ahead and do it like I'm going to weave one more row. I'm not going to actually do the weaving of the row. I will show you how to finish it off now. We'll do the up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Pull it, straighten these out again. Okay, this is my last time through, so I'm going to take this and tighten it just a little bit. I'm going to put it with the ones that are going down. Now, I'm going to separate these out. I'm going to put these ones over here. I'm going to put these over here. I'm going to take this last, the one on this side, and the one on the last one of the up ones. I'm going to take them and I'm going to tie these two in a knot right at the base of the weaving. Set them over to the side. Do the next two. This is why I take it all the way to the end of a color, so that these match. I have seen some that don't match, and that's fine. I'm going to make fringe this way on it. Some people will also take a few of these and take 3 of them instead of, after they tie them in the knot, they'll take 3 and braid them, or 6 and braid them if it's a really wide one, or more. Take multiples of 3 and braid them. I like the fringe on them, so I'm going to take and tie it in a knot right up there. I'm going to do this all the way across, and then I'll come back and show you how to make the fringe on this. So tying a knot. I got one more knot. Okay. Now, the end of the knots, I'm going to move these knots all over this way. Go back to this very first set that I tied the knot. Okay. To make the fringe is merely twisting and then tying a knot. So what we're going to do is going to take these two, put one in your right hand, one in your left hand. The one in your right hand, start with your thumb and your index finger, the tips of your fingers together. Twist it by rolling your thumb up. Twist it by rolling your thumb up. Slide it back down. Twist it by rolling your thumb up until you've got it done 3 or 4 times. Then you're going to take it over the top of the one in your left hand and switch hands. Then you're going to do that with this other one. You're going to twist it 3 or 4 times, just so it's tight. Switch it over to your left, switch hands. And now you should only have to twist this 2 or 3 times each time before you switch it. But you want to make sure you start that twisting right below that knot. And you're going to twist and switch over. Twist and switch over. Twist and switch over. Twist and switch over. I like to hold this part down, especially when I first start, with my other hand, with the little fingers on my other hand. If you happen to drop it like I did just then, you just want to stop and twist it back up like we did. Once you got it twisted up again, just make sure this is twisted up again and keep going. Sometimes too, if you want, it might help if you tape this to a table. Or have someone else hold it for you. But I usually just hold it down with my hand. You're going to want to keep twisting this. You always go over and you always twist this way. Okay? What you're doing is you're twisting it over opposite from the way you're twisting it fine. So when you tie it and it tries to untwist, it's going to get hung on each other. But you're going to do that to get it however long you want your fringe. So I like mine about this long right now. I'm going to do this. Take both ends, wrap it around your 2 fingers, put the ends through the loop, tie it like you're tying a balloon. Overhand knot. Tie both strings together into one overhand knot. Pull them through. Always hold on to this twisted part until you get this tightened up to right there. Now when you let it go, see how it'll untwist just a little bit, but not a lot, just like that. It shouldn't have untwisted that much, but I didn't pull the knot up far enough. But you can always re-knot it. There. See? I'll trim that off after a while. Or you can untie it and twist it. But here, we'll do a second set. One in your left hand, one in your right hand. The one in your right hand, you're going to start by twisting it between your thumb and your index finger. And you want to twist it up, switch them over the top. Right hand over the left hand one. And you're just gonna keep doing that until this one is as long as this one where the knot is. I usually try to make mine a little bit longer than the knot. That way, if it comes undone a little bit, my knot, it'll be below my knot where it comes undone probably. So then I'm gonna take it and right here, wrap it around 2 fingers, take it through the loop like a balloon, and pull it tight. You want to measure it, pull it up as you need to or down as you need to make it match the other one. If you need to adjust it a little bit, you can always adjust it just a little bit to make it the same length. You can use your fingernails to tighten it up. And you keep doing that with all of these sets until you've gone all the way across. And you've got them all to match. Put it over the left hand. Do it again. Over the left hand. Right hand over the top of the left. Hand in one. Right hand over the top of the left hand. This is another reason why I like using a clipboard at home, because clipboard's longer. So it stays further away from me. I've also been known to take it and unclip it here and put this part up over the board and clip it there to make it tighter to where I'm working closer to my body. Couple more times. Then I'm going to tie my knot up here. And I'll finish this after I get off the camera, but we're going to pretend that I've done all of these now. Make a match. Okay, we're going to pretend I've done them all now and they all match. See, they're all the same length. Then you're going to take a pair of scissors and you're going to decide how long this is going to be. And you're going to trim them all off to match. Okay? Once you've trimmed them all off to match, you can take it off the board and you have a finished keychain. I also have some others that I've done for examples. Just when I was practicing and done. This one here is a diagonal with more threads. I did 6 of each, or 3 of each. So there were 6 strings, but I did 6 of each of 4 colors. This is another diagonal. Then I did this one is a lightning weave. This is one of my favorite weaves. It's a little harder, but so it took a little more to get used to doing it. And once you get used to it, I like to watch videos over and over on how to do things. I also have books I look at. I'll keep the book close by me in case I made a mistake. Now see, here's some fringes that I did really long on this one. Here's one that I did, a chevron pattern, and then when I got halfway through, I switched it and went back to the opposite chevron to make it look like a diamond. I made longer pieces. This is a wide long piece. This one is a narrow, really long piece. What I'm going to use with this piece is I'm going to make using basket reed, I'm going to make a little blow dart quiver, and I'm going to use this to tie around it so my granddaughters can wear it over their shoulder like a cross bag to hold their blowgun darts when they're competing and when they're practicing. Then here's another one that I made with the diagonal, with the lightning. I made it to see how it would work out. It's not long enough for me a belt, but I do have a tiny 7-year-old granddaughter who tied it around her and wore it all day. She said, oh, it'll fit me, and wore it. I didn't think I was going to get it back, but I did get it back. I also have some books that I use to, my 2 favorite books to use for finger weaving are Finger Weaving Basics by Findley, or there's one that's Indian Braiding by Alta Turner. It's Finger Weaving Indian Braiding by Alta Turner. Both of these have the different patterns to use in the contemporary finger weaving, the warp face. They also both have oblique or open face finger weaving teaching in them that teaches you how to make those. And like I said, I like to watch videos. You can search Cherokee finger weaving. If you search it online under Google, you'll come up with articles from the Phoenix, videos on YouTube, different things that people have done. Lily Drywater has some. Karen Berry is a very good artist. She does mostly oblique finger weaving. She has deals. There's also articles on Condessa Teehee, who does a lot of finger weaving. And Condessa does contemporary and oblique. And I encourage you to make these up, see what you can do, get you a book, watch videos, whatever you need to do to make more. But I really hope that you have learned how to do this and that you finish your finger weaving keychain and that you enjoyed it. This one I did all of the 2 sets and a little more, I think, on this one, but this one has just the 2 sets on it. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Bye.